All right, ready to dive into some fascinating ideas about human potential.
Sounds good.
You've shared some excerpts from Daniele Trevisani's book, Il Potenziale Umano.
Right.
And I have to say,
Mm-hmm.
it's really sparked my curiosity.
Yeah.
We're going to explore Trevisani's unique approach to understanding how we can unlock our potential
Okay.
using his human performance and potential modeling,
You mean
or HPM method.
HPM, yeah.
Yeah.
What's intriguing about Trevisani is that he doesn't just throw around vague ideas about potential.
Right.
He provides a very practical framework for grasping and cultivating it.
Okay.
This HPM method is all about seeing individuals as these interconnected networks of energy,
Okay.
and not just physical energy, but mental energy, skills,
Yeah.
goals,
Mm-hmm.
even vision and values, all factored in.
Okay, so it's not just about hitting the gym or meditating.
Right.
It's about recognizing that all these different aspects of ourselves are intertwined and influence our overall potential.
Exactly.
But how does that actually work?
Well,
What are some of the practical takeaways from this interconnected energy idea?
Trevisani argues that you can't just focus on one area in isolation and expect to reach your full potential.
Okay.
Think of it like a garden. If you only water one plant,
Yeah.
the others will wither.
Right.
To truly thrive, you need to nourish all aspects of yourself.
Okay.
He uses the analogy of cells to describe these different areas of potential.
Cells, like in a human body.
Yes.
So if one cell is malfunctioning,
Mm-hmm.
it affects the entire system.
Right.
I'm starting to see how this connects to his holistic view of human potential.
Yeah.
So tell me, what are these cells that make up our potential?
He identifies 6 key cells:
Okay.
bioenergetics, psychoenergetics,
Mhm.
self-image experiences,
Mm-hmm.
goals and projects,
Okay.
and vision, principles, and values.
Wow, 6 cells.
Yeah,
That's a lot to unpack.
it is.
Where do we even begin?
Well, I guess,
I guess the first two, bioenergetics and psychoenergetics,
yeah.
sound pretty straightforward physical and mental energy.
Got it.
Okay.
Bioenergetics is all about understanding how your physical energy levels impact everything you do.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that your body is a finely tuned machine that needs proper fuel and rest to function optimally.
That makes total sense.
Yeah,
We all know how sluggish we feel when we're sleep deprived or haven't eaten well.
for sure.
But what does Trevisani mean by engineered physical activity?
Well,
Does he have a specific workout routine in mind?
it's not about a prescribed routine. It's
Okay.
more about being strategic with your movement.
Okay.
Trevisani argues that it's not just about physical labor or mindless exercise.
Mhm.
It's about choosing activities that optimize your energy flow.
Okay.
He outlines different types of training,
Oh.
each with a specific purpose:
All right.
strength, endurance, flexibility, coordination,
Okay.
even something he calls combined techniques.
Combined techniques.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Uh,
Spill the beans. What does he mean by that?
He doesn't go into a ton of detail in your excerpts,
Okay.
but think about it this way.
Okay.
Imagine you're lifting weights,
Mhm.
pushing a heavy weight upward.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that weight represents a challenge you're facing in your life.
Okay.
Maybe a work deadline or a personal obstacle.
Yeah.
The physical exertion becomes a metaphor for overcoming that challenge,
Wow.
creating a powerful connection between your body and mind.
Woo. That's deep.
Yeah,
It's like turning your workout into a mental exercise as well.
right.
I can see how that could be incredibly empowering.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got bioenergetics being smart about how we use our physical energy.
Mm-hmm.
What about psychoenergetics? Is it just positive thinking?
It's more than just thinking happy thoughts.
Okay.
Trevisani describes psychoenergetics as the driving force behind your motivation,
Uh-huh.
willpower,
Yeah.
an inner drive.
Okay.
He uses the term carica psychoenergetica,
Mhm.
which essentially means that feeling of being mentally charged and ready to conquer anything.
We've all felt that surge of energy when we're excited about a project or feel super confident.
Right.
But how do we access that feeling more consistently?
Well,
That's the million-dollar question.
one of the key tools Trevisani emphasizes is mood awareness.
Okay.
He breaks it down into techniques like mood labeling,
Mm-hmm.
mood monitoring,
Mm-hmm.
and cognitive labeling.
Okay.
These techniques help you become more aware of your emotional state throughout the day and how it affects your energy levels.
So it's about being more in tune with our emotional landscape?
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that?
So
What do these mood labeling techniques look like in practice?
Think of it as a practice of mindful observation.
Okay.
Mood labeling is simply about noticing how you feel
Mm-hmm.
and putting a name to it.
Yeah.
Are you anxious, excited, frustrated, or joyful?
Uh-huh.
This simple act of labeling brings your emotions into conscious awareness.
Okay.
Then, with mood monitoring,
Mm-hmm.
you start to track these emotions over time,
Okay.
looking for patterns or triggers. Maybe you notice that you tend to feel more stressed on Mondays
Right.
or after certain types of meetings.
Yeah.
This awareness helps you anticipate and manage those challenging emotions more effectively.
That's fascinating. So it's like becoming a detective of your own emotions,
Right.
uncovering the clues that help you understand and manage your energy better.
Uh-huh.
I could see how that would be incredibly valuable.
It is.
What about cognitive labeling?
Well,
How does that fit into the picture?
cognitive labeling takes it a step further
Okay.
by examining the thoughts that are driving those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're feeling anxious about a presentation.
Yeah.
Cognitive labeling would involve identifying the thought behind that anxiety.
Okay.
Perhaps something like,
Mhm.
I'm worried I'll forget what to say and look foolish. By bringing that thought into the light and labeling it,
Yeah.
you can start to challenge and reframe it.
So instead of letting that anxious thought run wild and drain your energy,
Exactly.
you're taking control by recognizing it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought,
Right.
not necessarily a fact.
Yeah.
It's about separating yourself from the thought and choosing a more empowering perspective.
Exactly.
This is starting to sound like a superpower.
It's all about gaining mastery over your mental energy, which, as we've seen, is intricately connected to your physical energy.
Right?
So,
Yeah. We've been talking about bioenergetics and psychoenergetics,
Right.
these fascinating concepts from Daniele Trevisani's book, Il Potenziale Umano.
mhm,
It seems these two cells of potential
right.
are all about understanding and managing our physical and mental energy.
Yeah,
But we've only scratched the surface of Trevisani's model.
I know, right?
What about the other four cells?
Well, those other cells,
That's-
self-image, experiences, goals, and projects, and vision, principles, and values,
Yeah.
those are all about shaping the direction of our energy. They're the compass and map,
Uh-huh.
guiding us toward our potential.
I'm really intrigued by this idea of self-image.
Yeah,
It seems so fundamental to how we view ourselves and what we believe we're capable of.
yeah, it is.
Does Trevisani suggest ways to actually improve our self-image?
He emphasizes that our self-image isn't fixed.
Okay.
It's something we can actively shape.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the importance of identifying and challenging our limiting beliefs,
Okay.
those negative thoughts and assumptions that hold us back. He calls
Yeah.
these bougie or lies that we tell ourselves.
So it's not just about positive affirmations.
Or,
It's about digging deeper
right,
and uncovering those hidden beliefs that might be sabotaging our potential.
exactly.
We all carry around baggage from our past.
For sure.
Those experiences that have shaped our self-perception.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of experiences,
Yeah,
that's actually the next cell in Trevisani's model.
right.
What's his take on how our experiences shape our potential?
He sees experiences as the building blocks of our potential.
Okay.
Both positive and negative experiences
Mm-hmm.
offer valuable lessons
Right.
that we can draw upon.
Okay.
He talks about cultivating a
Mm-hmm.
repertorio di esperienze,
Okay.
or a repertoire of experiences, as a way to enrich our understanding of ourselves and the world.
So it's not just about racking up a bunch of experiences,
Right.
but about actively engaging with them,
Exactly.
learning from them,
Yeah.
and integrating them into our personal growth.
Yes.
It's about making those experiences count.
He emphasizes that our experiences, even the challenging ones,
Uh-huh.
contribute to our profundità, or depth of understanding.
Right.
He even encourages us to reframe negative experiences as opportunities for growth
Okay.
rather than setbacks.
That's a powerful perspective shift.
It is.
Instead of dwelling on the negative, we can ask ourselves,
Right.
what can I learn from this?
Yeah,
How can this experience make me stronger?
exactly.
Trevisani highlights the importance of reflecting on our experiences,
Uh-huh.
extracting the key takeaways,
Yeah,
and then using those insights to inform our future actions.
right.
He even suggests using storytelling as a tool to solidify these experiences and make the lessons more accessible.
I like that.
That's such a human thing, telling stories.
Yeah.
It's how we make sense of the world
Yeah.
and share our experiences with others.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about self-image and experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where do goals and projects fit into this framework?
Goal and projects are all about translating our aspirations into concrete actions.
Okay.
Trevisani emphasizes the importance of aligning our goals with our values.
Right.
This ensures that we're directing our energy towards something that truly matters to us.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If our goals are out of sync with our values, we're likely to feel unfulfilled,
Right.
even if we achieve them.
Trevisani also cautions against setting mede irraggiungibili, or unattainable goals.
Okay.
He quotes Alberoni, who says that aiming for the impossible can actually make us fragile.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot,
Okay.
setting goals that challenge us, but that are also achievable with effort and perseverance.
It's like that Goldilocks principle.
Right.
Not too easy, not too hard, but just
Right, precisely.
setting ourselves up for success, not for disappointment and burnout.
Right.
Which brings us to the final cell of Trevisani's model: vision, principles, and values.
Yes.
It feels like this is the foundation for everything else.
It is.
The guiding force behind our action.
You hit the nail on the head.
Trevisani argues that having a clear vision, a sense of purpose,
Right.
is essential for directing our energy effectively.
It is.
He uses the beautiful phrase, sacralità dell'esistenza,
Right.
the sacredness of existence. It's about connecting to something bigger than ourselves, finding that spark that makes life feel truly meaningful.
I love that.
That resonates so deeply.
It does.
It's about discovering what makes our hearts sing,
Right.
what makes our lives feel purposeful or worthwhile.
Exactly.
And that's where our values come into play. Our values are the guiding principles that help us navigate the complexities of life,
Right.
ensuring that our actions align with our deeper sense of purpose.
It's like having an internal compass that points us in the right direction, even when the path ahead is uncertain.
Exactly.
He even quotes Chief Tutankhamani, or Walking Buffalo,
Right.
who said, "Nascere uomo su questa terra è un incarico sacro."
Wow.
It's a powerful reminder that our lives have inherent value, and it's our responsibility to discover and honor that purpose.
So how do we connect to that deeper sense of purpose?
Wow.
That sacralità. Are there any practical steps we can take?
Trevisani talks about the importance of togliere I sassi dallo zaino,
Okay.
removing the stones from our backpack.
Oh, right.
It's a metaphor for letting go of the things that weigh us down,
Okay.
the limiting beliefs, fears, and negative experiences that hold us back from living our most fulfilling lives.
So it's like a mental and emotional decluttering process.
Exactly.
Clearing out the space to make room for what truly matters.
He encourages us to examine our beliefs and assumptions, to challenge those negative stories we tell ourselves that keep us stuck in our comfort zones.
I know I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I catch myself saying, I could never do that, or that's way too hard.
Right.
Those limiting beliefs can really zap our energy and prevent us from even trying.
They do.
He reminds us that we have more power than we often realize to shape our own destinies.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we have choices
Yeah.
and taking responsibility for those choices.
He calls this the tecnica dell'emancipazione, the technique of emancipation.
Okay?
It's about freeing ourselves from the self-imposed limitations that keep us playing small.
It takes courage to challenge those deeply ingrained beliefs and embrace the unknown.
Yeah, it does.
But I can see how liberating it would be to break free from those constraints and step into a wider realm of possibilities.
Absolutely.
He uses the wisdom of the samurai,
Okay.
particularly Miyamoto Musashi, to illustrate this point.
Right.
Musashi's code of conduct for the warrior has a lot to offer anyone seeking to cultivate their potential, even in a modern context.
Absolutely.
Wait, samurai wisdom for modern life.
Yeah.
I'm all ears.
Think about it. Musashi emphasizes cultivating a positive mindset, practicing with dedication, studying a variety of arts,
Okay.
and even being mindful of the smallest details.
Right.
It's a holistic approach to self-development that emphasizes inner and outer strength, discipline, and a constant pursuit of self-improvement.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about showing up fully in every aspect of our lives, not just in the big moments,
Right.
but in the everyday details as well.
Musashi reminds us that even in the midst of challenges and setbacks, we have the power to choose our response,
Okay.
to maintain our composure,
Yeah.
and to continue moving forward.
That's resilience in action.
Yeah.
It's that mental toughness, that warrior spirit
Yeah.
that helps us navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life.
He even quotes Musashi,
Okay.
who said, "When you dedicate all of your energies to Hicho and constantly seek truth, you can beat anyone and obviously achieve supremacy."
Whoa, that's intense.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder that the path to mastery requires unwavering commitment, relentless effort,
Mm-hmm.
and a willingness to face our limitations head on.
Right.
We've been on quite a journey exploring Daniele Trevisani's ideas about human potential.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
You've given us a lot to think about,
Right.
from those 6 interconnected cells to the wisdom of the samurai.
Mm-hmm.
But it all boils down to energy, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Both physical and mental.
Exactly.
It makes me wonder,
Yeah.
how can we tell when our energy is depleted?
Well, that's a great question.
What are the warning signs that we need to recharge?
Trevisani talks about the different types of stress
Okay.
that can drain our energy.
Yeah?
He uses the term
Hmm.
fragilità emotiva, emotional fragility,
Okay.
to describe how susceptible we are to feeling overwhelmed and drained by life's challenges.
Right.
He breaks stress down into several categories: bioenergetic stress,
Okay.
psychoenergetic stress,
Uh-huh.
microstress, and macrostress.
So it's not just stress in general.
Right.
There are different flavors of stress,
Yeah, you could say that.
each impacting our energy in unique ways.
Right.
Okay, let's break those down.
Sure.
Bioenergetic stress, that's the physical stuff, right?
Exactly.
Think about things like pushing your body too hard,
Uh-huh.
not getting enough sleep, poor nutrition,
Mm-hmm.
or dealing with chronic pain.
Right.
These all take a toll on your physical energy reserves.
Exactly.
And psychoenergetic stress,
Yeah.
that's more about the mental and emotional overload.
Exactly.
It's that feeling of having a million tabs open in your brain
Oh, I like that.
and not enough RAM to process it all.
That's a great analogy.
Work deadlines, relationship conflicts, financial worries,
Mm-hmm.
the constant barrage of information we face,
Yeah,
all of these contribute to psychoenergetic stress.
for sure.
Then there's microstress and macrostress.
Okay.
Is microstress those little daily annoyances,
Yeah.
like traffic jams and lost keys,
Uh-huh.
that we don't even realize are stressing us out?
You're exactly right.
We might brush them off as minor inconveniences, but over time, they can chip away at our energy reserves.
Yeah, they add up.
And macrostress, that's the big stuff.
Right, exactly.
The life-altering events,
Mm-hmm.
that can really throw us off balance.
Precisely.
Things like job loss, serious illness, relationship breakdowns,
Right.
or the death of a loved one.
Uh-huh.
These are the experiences
Yeah.
that require a massive amount of energy to navigate.
Big two.
So we've got all these different types of stress,
Mm-hmm.
draining our energy.
Right.
What are some of the antidotes?
Well, that's the important part.
How do we recharge and replenish our energy stores?
Trevisani emphasizes the importance of creating
Yeah.
capsule spazio temporali di rigenerazione.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is,
What does that mean?
which translates to
Okay.
time capsules of regeneration.
I like that.
He suggests strategically carving out time for activities that replenish our energy reserves,
Right.
both physically and mentally.
I'm a big believer in downtime.
Me too.
It's not just about being lazy.
No,
It's about giving our minds and bodies a chance to reset and recover.
exactly.
So we're talking about scheduling time for things like relaxation, meditation,
Yeah.
walks in nature,
Mm-hmm.
connecting with loved ones,
Yeah,
or pursuing hobbies that bring us joy.
you got it.
And
Yeah.
it's not just about what we do during those time capsules,
Right.
but also about being fully present in those moments,
Mhm.
allowing ourselves to truly disconnect
Yeah.
from the demands of daily life.
I think that's key.
It's about being intentional with our downtime,
Exactly.
not just letting it happen by chance.
Right.
Trevisani also talks about sleep, nutrition, and exercise
Yes.
as essential components of bioenergetic recharge.
Absolutely.
Those are the foundational pillars of physical health and energy.
I agree.
And what about psychoenergetic recharge?
Well.
What are some of the strategies he recommends for replenishing our mental and emotional energy?
He highlights the importance of connecting to our values,
Okay.
engaging in activities that give our lives meaning,
hmm
and cultivating a sense of gratitude.
It's about focusing on those things that make us feel alive and energized.
Right.
The things that remind us why we're here.
Exactly.
He also encourages us to develop our
Yes.
capacità di gestione dell'ansia, our ability to manage anxiety.
Oh, yes. That's a big one.
That's something so many of us struggle with,
I know. It's tough.
especially in today's world.
Yeah.
What are some of the specific techniques he suggests for managing anxiety?
He mentions techniques like mood awareness,
Uh-huh.
cognitive labeling,
Mm-hmm.
and mindfulness practices,
Right.
which we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
These techniques help us develop self-awareness
Okay.
and learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment,
Right.
which can be incredibly helpful in managing anxiety.
It's about gaining that sense of control over our inner world
Mm-hmm.
rather than feeling like we're at the mercy of our emotions.
Right.
He also talks about the importance of
Let me guess.
automotivazione, or self-motivation.
You got it.
So finding that inner drive,
Uh-huh.
that keeps us moving forward,
Right.
even when things get tough.
Exactly.
But it's not about forcing ourselves.
Yeah, not at all.
It's about tapping into something deeper.
Trevisani emphasizes that true self-motivation comes from connecting to our deeper values and goals,
Okay.
finding ways to align our actions with our passions,
Right.
and making the journey enjoyable.
So it's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
where effort feels effortless,
Uh-huh.
where we're so engaged in what we're doing that we lose track of time.
Right.
That reminds me of the concept of flow,
Yes.
that state of complete absorption in an activity.
Exactly.
Does Trevisani talk about flow?
He does.
Oh, cool.
He uses the Italian word fluere,
Okay.
which beautifully captures that sense of effortless flow.
And he emphasizes that flow isn't limited to athletic performance
Right.
or creative pursuits.
Mm-hmm.
It can be experienced in any activity
Mm-hmm.
where our skills and the challenge of the task are perfectly aligned.
Yes, I love that idea.
So whether we're writing, coding,
Yeah.
cooking, or having a deep conversation,
Mm-hmm.
we could tap into that flow state.
And he points out that flow is often accompanied by a sense of joy, fulfillment,
Yeah.
and deep satisfaction.
Right.
It's like being in the zone,
Mm-hmm.
operating at our peak potential.
You mentioned that Trevisani offers strategies for cultivating flow.
Yes, he does.
What are some of his suggestions?
He talks about setting clear goals,
Okay.
choosing activities that challenge us just enough,
Uh-huh.
and minimizing distractions to
Yeah.
create an environment that supports focus and concentration.
So it's about creating the optimal conditions for flow to occur,
Exactly.
but we can't force it, right?
Exactly.
Flow is something that emerges naturally when the elements are in place.
I agree.
This has been such an insightful exploration of Trevisani's ideas.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It feels like he's given us a roadmap for unlocking our potential,
Mm-hmm.
but not a rigid, one-size-fits-all kind of roadmap.
Right.
It's more like a set of guiding principles.
Exactly.
We can adapt to our unique circumstances.
You've summed it up perfectly.
Trevisani's approach is about embracing a growth mindset,
Mm-hmm.
taking ownership of our development,
Yeah.
cultivating a holistic and balanced approach to self-improvement,
Mm-hmm.
and finding a sense of purpose.
Right.
That fuels our actions.
It's about recognizing that human potential is not a destination,
Okay.
but a journey of continuous growth and evolution.
And it's a journey we can all embark on,
Absolutely.
regardless of where we are right now.
That's such an empowering message.
So for you listening out there, we encourage you to reflect on what you've learned today
Mm-hmm.
and consider, what makes your life feel sacred?
Yeah, think about that.
How can you tap into that deeper sense of purpose to fuel your own potential?
Keep exploring, keep experimenting,
Yeah.
and keep diving deep into the fascinating world of human potential.
And until next time,
Yes,
keep those time capsules of regeneration on your calendar.
I love it.